Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing. It's been a while but we're back, and this is the LPB Touring Car Championship from Sardinia. This was round 3 of the championship. Now race 1 unfortunately didn't record properly, but the grid for the second race is actually based on the race 1 result. So can tell you the grid and the positions of race 1. Anime won race 1 and he's on pole position for this race. Second in that race was Neil Farmack. He's second on the grid in the Camaro. Then it's Bidster in the Golf. He was third in the last one. And then it's Wayne in fourth in the Genesis. Then it is Domingo in 5th in the Lexus and 6th place for Nifty in the Audi. So let's get on with the race then. So wait for the lights to go on. And the lights illuminate on the tree, and away we go. And looks like a good start for the Wayne four-wheel drive. A decent start for everyone actually, not too bad. The front-wheel drive car's even got a decent start, which is good for them. Into turn 1 we go, 1 of 22 laps here. Bidster goes to the inside, side by side with Neil Farmack. A few cars touching the gravel there on the way out, Nifty and Neil being one of them, or being two of them should I say. As we go to the left-hander, Anime in the lead, Neil Bidster tucks in there in third, just ahead of Wayne in the Genesis, sniffing right up the gearbox of that Golf as they head down the hill into this treacherous section. As Anime, he takes the treacherous word out of my mouth as he slides his way up the hill, and then there's contact between the two cars as they go into the hairpin, both fighting hard for the position, but Anime seems to get it, and Bidster gets a run around the outside of Neil Farmack, who seems to be going backwards now after that momentum loss, and it all happened up the hill. We'll get some we'll have a look at that. In fact, we'll have another look now actually, because that looked quite entertaining. You see Anime gets out of shape there, and if you look from Bidster's on board, sorry, just go back in again on Bidster's on board, so you see this will be a good on board to see what happens. So Anime goes down the hill, little contact with that barrier in the curb there, sets the car off into an absolute tank slapper. Neil wonders which way to go. Anime then gives him room. Neil has a bit of a wiggle himself. There's contact, and then Neil doesn't want to try and pass Anime because obviously he feels like he's hit him a bit, and Bidster takes advantage of the gap, and then Wayne is looking like he's going to as well. So we'll resume from here. But that was the first lap and a half, or at least the end of the first lap. At the end, last half of the lap was. Put my teeth in. Bidster dives down the inside to the lead in the Golf. Brilliant move into turn 1, but Anime goes straight back underneath him, but has a massive tank slapper on the way out. He didn't even lift he did not lift the throttle. He did not lift the throttle one bit. And he's down the inside for the left-hander. Oh, Bidster's rolling it around the outside of the Golf. Brave stuff from the Golf driver. And Neil says, I want a bit of this as well. Now Anime's got a car on his inside. They all slot in. How are they all doing this? Into the hairpin. It's all going to end in tears. There's a bit of contact between Anime and Neil again, but luckily we're okay. But my God, that was mad. And something's happened to Nifty. Nifty's gone backwards. Nifty's had a bit of a crisis, I think. He's gone right back down. He's lost the train. He's just come out in the last corner there as the others are heading towards turn 1. We've got Wayne looking to Domingo looking to the outside of Wayne, and that's not going to work. Domingo slides the Lexus out, gets hold of the car, and just about keeps it on the road. But a few desperate attempts there, but we're all good. So Bidster leads in the Golf. Crown athlete of Anime sideways. He's absolutely driving the wheels off that thing. It's like he's in Formula Drift. Absolutely throwing the car around. Amazing stuff. Up to the hairpin. Bidster defends the inside. He has to do that, otherwise he'll sniff up the inside. But then he's going to compromise his run out the corner. But as long as he sits on the racing line, he should be okay, and he is. So he gets on the power in the Golf. Again, all the cars BOP'd, but Neil with the fastest lap there of all of them, because Anime was sliding and Bidster was watching his mirrors. So Neil Farmack in the Camaro gets the extra fastest lap point for now. No, Nifty's got it. Nifty's in clean air, and he's got it to himself because all these are tripping over each other. So Nifty with the extra point so far. For fastest lap, 54.518. As Anime is trying to climb into the boot of the Golf, Never mind trying to be right up behind him, he's trying to climb into the boot with how close he is in some points. Trying to stamp a Crown Athlete sticker on the back of that Golf as he dives to the inside. Bidster sees him at the end and gives him a bit of room, but with that hairpin you carry so much momentum and you're turning and braking. It's really hard to get the car pivoted to where you want it and trying to keep a consistent line into the corner. It's very hard to do so into that bit because it's uphill, off camber, trying to brake. It's the ultimate combination you do not need for a consistent, smooth braking point. It really does throw you off. As again, Anime slides the Crown Athlete on power out the corner. There's Wayne back in 4th place in the Genesis. He's trying to he's slowly catching this lead group actually. As Bidster defends into the inside again, and Anime, has he got an overlap? He's trying, but he's not quite got it yet. Epically close between these two at the front. Anime looking left, looking right. But Bidster will hold his ground, he'll try to anyway. Neil to the outside. He's going to go right around the outside of Anime here because Anime's defended. He's tried to attack on the inside or run wide, whichever one it was. And Neil took advantage around the outside and just got the cleaner line and carried momentum, and that's all it needs sometimes. So the Camaro moves up to 2nd place of Neil Farmack. Into the 1st corner we go. If you want to take part in these races, guys, please leave us a comment or message or whatever, and we'll try and get you in. Get more of a family feel to this. It's the same people every week that turn up and just have a nice camaraderie and just some really good racing with some good, very, very, very fast amateur races. None of us are professional. We're all amateurs. We all just do it for fun. Most of us work in the week and we just have some fun on a Thursday evening doing this. There's Wayne very wide out the corner. Oh, very wide out the corner. Gee, I thought he was going to get an advantage then for using the extra track, but with the slide he got, I think he's lost his momentum a bit. Yeah, he's lost momentum a bit, so he's okay. But now Bidster could get away here because Neil and Anime are looking like they're going to be in a battle soon. So Anime's had enough of the Golf. He's going to have a little go at trying to get in the boot of the Camaro now. He's not succeeded in getting in the boot of the Golf, so he's now going to try and get in the boot of the Camaro, or as the Camaro would say, in the trunk. As they go off, wow! Anime every time over that curb, just squirming the car under power. Brilliant to watch. Absolutely brilliant to watch. Both of them catching up to Bids now as they go up towards the hairpin. Bids will probably defend to the inside. He does, just to make sure. No, he's gone wide. He's braking a bit too late, and that's all the gap that Neil and Anime need as the contact on the way out the corner. But they get away with it, but there's some contact out the corner, and Bidster gets a good run on Neil again and goes through. But some definite contact there. Let's have a look. Let's have another look at that because it was all a bit. It was all happening. Let's go on board with Anime. He goes to that Bidster defends. He runs wide, and then they're trying to get to the inside. And Anime just opens the steering and just taps the Golf, and Bidster holds it, and they've all not really lost anything because they're all in each other's draft again. So as we were up towards turn 1 then, Bidster and Neil side by side. Bidster off the brakes into turn 1, holds the lead for now, but there's still a lot of laps to go. They've still got over half distance to go. Definitely over half distance to go. But it is a short lap here. These are 20-minute races. There's Anime again, sliding the Crown Athlete all over the place. Now Wayne has decided to join in. The Genesis has arrived. So these three keep battling too much more, and it's going to be a 4-car train. I think I can actually safely say it is now. Bidster defends again from the Camaro, and no way through for the Chevrolet. There's Anime, Formula drifting his way out the corner, and then the Genesis has to take avoided action as he comes back onto the circuit before he actually gets involved in hitting the pit lane entrance wall, which you do not want to do because it won't move very much and it will cause your car to stop very suddenly, and in real life it would hurt a lot. But luckily, fictional game, so we're okay. But Anime and Neil then really close together. Anime looking to the inside. He's looking to the inside into the left-hander. He goes for the move on the inside. Neil Farmack tries to give him room on the grass. And Neil's Farmack's lost out there. Was the contact? Let's have a look. On board with Neil Farmack. Let's have a look a bit further back so we can tell what happens. So we go into the corner. Neil turns in, tries to leave a bit of a gap, but there's just going to be an inevitable contact there. Neil's trying to go, trying to get the best line he could. Anime was in there on the inside, so 6 one, half a dozen of the other, and continuing on with the race. So Neil Farmack now down to 4th place, but he can tag on the back of the group and try and stick with the other cars and try and see if we can stop Bidster in front. Meanwhile, Domingo still in 5th place. Now he's not too far away from this battle if they keep battling. If he keeps up a consistent lap time, you might be able to catch him, because they're all doing, well, roughly mid 55s, and then, well, Domingo's doing 56s, the odd 55, so yeah, they're not doing too bad on pace. Nifty's really doing well here. He's 54.3 on the lap 8, so he's really pushing to get closed up in that Audi TT. So battle for the podium positions still going on here. The tyres are a little bit more worn now on some of the cars. So basically the front tyres about a 10th down, maybe an 8th or a 10th down. Anime, a little bit less tyre wear with it being rear wheel drive, but all round tyre wear. Wayne with the 4-wheel drive Genesis, a bit more front tyre wear on him. Neil, again, just a bit more front in the rear wheel drive Camaro. Same for Domingo, and Nifty actually, for being I think it is a 4-wheel drive Audi as well, yeah, so yeah, he's not too bad in Nifty's not too bad in his tyres actually. That's really good for Nifty. So if he can keep this up, he might be able to close up before the end, and you never know, it could be another position or so that he could be fighting for, but we'll have a look as the race goes on. Bidster runs a bit wide onto the grass, so does Anime. We both run onto the grass there, but we're okay so far. Throwing the car from left to right. Anime closes right up there. Must have been a little mistake there from Bids, but Anime closes right up. But Bids has to defend the inside again, sit on the inside line. But this time Anime goes a bit wider, tries to get a better run off the corner, but I don't think it's worked. Let's have a look back from the Golf at Anime in the rear view. But yeah, he's not quite catching yet, so Wayne defending to the inside of Neil Farmack in the background. No way through for either of them into turn 1. The Golf runs a little bit wide, and Anime's closing up now. The Golf ran wide into the around the apex of the corner. It missed the apex by about half a car length. That's all it needs. And into the left-hander up on the curb, and I see Anime closes right up. That's where the rear-wheel drive is good, and the side-by-side now. Let's go to the outside view. Side-by-side, just scrapes the wall, drifts his way through. Oh my word, now Bidster back to the outside, trying to get the inside for the hairpin, but Anime says no you don't, sunshine, and sits on the line. What a move from Anime down the hill. Absolutely incredible stuff. Now Wayne's on the back of the Golf now. The Hyundai, the Genesis, sorry, not the Hyundai, is just a Genesis brand, that one. The Genesis has arrived. We're just over half distance now in this 22-lap race to start a lap 13. Bidster diving to the inside in the Golf, trying to get the place back. No contact. Anime runs onto the gravel, and Wayne goes straight through the middle of, past Anime, but I thought it was going to go through the middle of both of them, but not happening. Brilliant stuff. Bidster then in the lead. Anime runs wide into the wall. He's lost it into the wall, and Neil Farmack goes through. So a bit of red mist there from Anime, and he's just going to try and gather himself up and close on the back of the group again. But now Wayne in the Genesis now battling for the lead with Bidster. A bit of a concertina effect out the corner there as it slows Neil Farmack up a bit. That'll help Anime probably to close up, but bit of a bottleneck at the hairpin, but we survived. Now, I was saying about Nifty, he's closing right up on Domingo. Domingo on 55.2 last time round, 54.9 for Nifty. Definitely closing into turn 1. Still the same order from the top 4. Anime down in 4th, obviously after that mistake on the last lap, but he's not going to take that line down. He's going to keep trying if he can to see what he can do. into the left-hander. Oh, slidey alongside Neil Farmack now. He's going through. He's got through just as he gets to the next corner, carrying momentum. Brilliant move there from Anime. He's definitely got the confidence in that corner. So we're catching Bidster through there. He's caught Neil Farmack through there. So it's not just a front-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive thing. It is a proper Anime thing. He's got that corner nailed, and he's sliding the car everywhere, not giving a damn about his rear tyres and going for it. Now, Domingo and Nifty are closing up on each other now, so that's good. So the lap times are this time round. Domingo 55.5 and a 54.8 for Nifty. He's looking to the inside. Nifty down the inside of Domingo into turn 1. Will he get the car stopped? No! And Domingo goes back through. He couldn't quite get the car stopped on the line, so Domingo holds the position for now. Still the same out front, but Anime back on the back of Wayne now. He's on a mission to get his first place back that he lost from the mistake. Up the hill. Bidster defends. Wayne goes with him on the inside, and Anime goes round the outside of all. Well, trying to go round the outside of Wayne at least. Wayne gives him racing room just as they go out the corner, and Anime does it right around the outside, just clears the pit wall, and into second place again. Bidster will be looking behind him saying, "Oh, on a minute, I've lost you a few laps back." And he says, "Hello, I'm back. I've come to join the party." And he definitely has come to join the party. He's brought the fireworks and the lot. Anime again slides the rear of the car out on acceleration. Nifty and Domingo in the background quite close, but the top three even closer at the minute. To the left hand, this is where Anime is quick, and Bidster's run wide. Bidster's run wide, keeps his foot in, but Anime has gone through. The front wheel drive Golf runs wide, and Anime takes the lead again as Bidster has a moment there, and Wayne goes through as well, so he's lost 2 positions now. Wayne to the inside defending. Bidster's going to go for the wider line, try and get a cut back, or try and use the wider line to get a better run out the corner, but it's not worked out for him. Domingo and Nifty still very close together. Domingo in the 55 zeros now, Nifty in the 55 zeros as well. So they've equalised each other on pace, but they're close together. Well, I'm looking at in a moment as into turn 1. Bidster, Wayne and Neil together. So it's Anime, Bidster, Wayne, Neil, and then Domingo with a slide out the corner in the rear-wheel drive Lexus, and that's all Nifty needs to go through into 5th place. So Nifty, good recovery there from oh my god, Anime, what are you doing? Oh my god, the car's got it's squirming that much. It's like it's just got really thin rear tyres on, but it hasn't. Just the way he's driving it. As Wayne goes to the inside of Bids on the way out the corner, but Bidster's tyres are shot. Bidster's tyres are shot. The front wheel drive, his tyres are shot. They're about a quarter worn. Or a third, that's about a third to almost a half worn, whereas everyone else around him, tyre wear is pretty nice across the board, maybe an 1/8 overall wear on the other rear wheel drive and 4-wheel drive cars around him. So Bidster suffering with his tyres now. The Golf, we thought he would. Oh, Nifty's made a mistake. Let's rewind. Something's happened with Nifty here as we go into turn 1. Let's have a look, because he was there. He was a couple of about 1.5 seconds ahead of Domingo going into turn 1. Oh, he brakes, touches the gravel, and then there goes the car into the inside wall, and Domingo just gets around him. But yeah, just touched the gravel, which pivoted the car under braking and lost it. Back with the battle for the podium places then. Anime pulling away in the lead. Bidster with everyone else behind him, with Wayne and Neil biting at the bullet to try and get past him. But my god, that Golf's putting up a good defence as they go into the hell. Well, I say commentators cursed that. It was a good defence until they hit the grass, and then Wayne's on the ground the outside now with the 4-wheel drive and get through. Yeah, but Bidster's tyres are definitely gone, so we'll just show you Anime's tyres. There we are, you can see there. A little bit of wear all around, probably about maybe an 1/8 of wear all the way around. Neil Farmack, same at the front, better at the rear. Same with Wayne. Wayne's just got a little bit of front wear, and rear's not too bad. But then you look at Bidster, yep, that is at least a third worn on the front tyres, and obviously the front of the tyres are doing all the work in the front wheel drive car, steering power and everything. So it's a lot to ask of the car sometimes, but it's one of them things. If you can try and stick with the group, you never know. Neil and Wayne might make a mistake, or even Anime could make a mistake out front. But yeah, Bidsty, he's running wide there. The grip's gone in the front. He's not got the same front end as he once had with the car grip-wise. But he's still not over between Neil and Wayne for second place yet. That's worth watching. As we go over the line to start lap 20 of this race, Neil Farmack defends to the inside line. If you're going around me, Wayne, you're going the long way around, my son. Into the first corner, onto the brakes. Weight shifting to the front end, all the pressure on the front tyres. Again, that's another thing that will not be helping Bids' car. But so far so good for these two as we go towards the next left-hander. Be careful that inside curve there, because it can launch the car a little bit, so it's not too bad for the front wheel drive car because you can abuse it, but with the rear wheel drive cars you've just got to be careful it doesn't put it off balance for when you put the power on. As they go up to the hairpin, this is our Sardinia, this is our version. Obviously I've tried to base these on British touring car tracks to a point, so this is our sort of like reverse Knock Hill, so to speak. So like if you looked at the Knock Hill map and then sort of turned the page and flipped it on its side, so equivalent of ish. So that's my theory anyway. That's my theory anyway. But yeah, Neil is still holding off Wayne. Nice to cut the inside there. Bids just again trying to stick with them, but the tyres have just had it now. Domingo still holding on to 5th place, and Nifty after the mistake back in 6th. He did do a brilliant recovery drive halfway through the race to get back up to the positions, or about what would be about five laps ago. Doing a really good comeback to get up to position, doing 54s, and obviously the fastest lap of the race as well, but to no avail so far. Into the hairpin, Anime still leads, Neil 2nd, Wayne 3rd. We'll start in the last lap in a moment. Onto the last lap we will go. Yeah, Biz has lost a lot of time there. He's back to doing mid 55s, late 55s now. So yeah, it's definitely lost pace compared to the 55.3s and the 55.0s of the 2nd and 3rd place cars. And yeah, Anime still doing 55 deads as well. So Bidster, yeah, about 7 to 8, yeah, about 6 to 8 tenths of a second off each lap, which is adding up. And obviously, yeah, that front the front tyres now over half worn, so the Golf's struggling a bit now. But Anime has done a fantastic race in this one. Absolutely brilliant job. Pushing very hard, backwards and forwards, lots of seesawing of positions and a bit of rubbing racing as well, but he drifts his way out of the last corner in style, and he's going to win race 2 here at Sardinia, because race 1 we didn't get recorded properly. Race 2 is won by Anime. Well done to Anime. 2nd place for Neil Farmack in the Camaro, 3rd for Wayne in the Genesis, 4th is Bidster with the dead tyres on the front of that Golf, and then it's Domingo in 5th in the Lexus, and Nifty with a good recovery drive at halfway through rounds off the finishers in 6th place. So brilliant job there from them, and yeah, brilliant job from everyone there. But well done again to Anime on a brilliant victory, and we'll see you shortly, guys, for race number 3. Hi everyone, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB Touring Car Championship here on GT7. So we have got the Sardinia Round Race 3 from Round 3 here. So to take you through the grid for this one, it's reverse grid on the championship order. So we have King Domingo on pole position in the Lexus, with Nifty alongside in the Audi. We've then got Bidster in the Golf in 4th, with Neil Farmack 4th, Bidster 3rd. Get my teeth in. Neil Farmack in 4th place, and then Wayne in 5th in the Genesis, and 6th is Anime, not doing too bad there in the championship. He's leading it so far. So let's go for the race then. Lights on the tower above, and off we go. And again, everyone gets a good start. Oh my God, we're going 4 wide already towards turn 1, or 5 wide. we're almost going 4 or 5 wide down to turn 1. Anime's got a right good view of this behind, as Bidster to the inside of everyone. Domingo holding in the room in the middle, everyone giving room, which is good, and Neil Farmack just runs out of room because of how the traffic was going. That was no one's fault, just run out of room. But Nifty, after all that, Nifty and the Audi goes to the lead of the race. Brilliant first corner there from Nifty as he backs it into turn 2. Literally backs the car into turn 2. Amazing stuff there. Down the hill we go. We might only have 6 cars in the race, but it's still good stuff. Nifty sliding that Audi up towards the hairpin as Wayne's on the grass. He's off. He luckily didn't just miss the back of the Crown Athlete of Anime, but not a good start for Neil Farmack at the back, but adventurous start for Wayne. But now Nifty's in the lead. Bidster in the Golf. He's got a strike early with the front wheel drive. He saw the tyres in the last race. After about lap 16 onwards, the tyres started to die. And speaking of dying, it's in game. It is Nifty off at turn 1. He's gone in a bit too hot. Lost the back end of the car, and through he goes. Neil goes through as well for good measure, and he goes from first to last. He's got some work to do there in the Audi then. So good run through that corner though. Very good run through that corner. As they go down the hill, all 3 close together, 4th, 5th and 6th. And also close, you've got Domingo and Anime up front. Anime's trying to get round Domingo after all that. Into the hairpin, no way through. Wayne holds on to 4th ahead of Neil and Nifty. He's back in the 6th place. Back at 6th place. So quite a mad opening few laps there, I would say. Not too bad. But Domingo under pressure from Anime now as they go towards turn 1. Braking hard into the corner. Use the inside curve a little bit to hook you round. And out towards the little turn 2 and 3 section. And down towards the left-hand animation. A little look down the inside. No, just pulls the car out just to be a bit more bigger in the mirrors, just to intimidate Domingo a little bit there. And he's now practically pushing him down the hill. He's attaching his the Toyota Crown Athlete badge to the back of the Lexus, but he's still on him. Now he goes to the inside into there. No, Domingo says no, not on your life, sunshine, not yet. You're not getting past me that easy. No, thank you. As Wayne goes a little bit wide in the Genesis back there, but luckily the 4-wheel drive saving him. So Bidster got to pull away while he can. 54.6. He's on it already. He's trying to put his foot down, trying to get his head down. Meanwhile, Nifty and Neil Farmack alongside each other now. Nifty trying to come back up the inside of the Camaro. And he does so into 5th place. Gets stopped for turn 1 this time. Good job, Nifty. Found that braking point. Good lad. And into 5th place. The Camaro's going to try and strike back, but I don't think he's close. No, he's not close enough. Not close enough yet. So he's got to bide his time. Oh, Nifty's lost it into the corner again. He just can't get those lines right on the way into the corner. And Neil goes through, and Nifty not having a good time of it, unfortunately. And Domingo's not having a good time of it either, because all he can see in his mirrors is pink. Because all he can see is that pink Crown Athlete of Anime trying to give him a little nibble into the hairpin, but Domingo's having none of it. Says no, not in your life, no way, not having that. And power down the straight. Bidster pulling away of this battle. Breaking to turn 1, Anime using a lot of curb there, almost onto the gravel, using that much of the curb at the end there. Get to the gravel and turn. So, good way of doing it. But, Anime looking for a way through, dives to the inside. Oh, contact! Dives to the inside, there was contact there. That'll have to be, it looked at, Anime knows it's his fault. Anime knows it was his fault. And he's slowing down to let Domingo back through. Absolutely sporting gesture there from Anime as Domingo goes through. And Anime held his hand up, said, yep, sorry about that, my fault, I didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry, and let the other car go through. That is ultimate LPB racing, gentleman driving right there. And then Anime gets back on the pace. So you do a mistake, you let the other car go through, and we apologise on the microphone, try not to do it again, but if that incident was where Josh had kept going, and it would have been obviously had to be looked at, etc. But if you do let them go back through, it's a way of apologising. So you're sacrificing your own positions for the mistake. So we tend to give a little bit of leeway with that, but obviously if you do repeat offend quite a lot, then you will get a penalty. But with the way Anime has been driving this season so far, I think he's pretty okay. So not been making too many of those mistakes. As Nifty then just lets them both go through. Obviously he must have had a mistake at the previous corner, or just decided to let them go through, as Anime drifting all over the place as they go up to the hairpin. Now there's contact between him and Nifty. I think they both lost it on the way into the corner, and they both couldn't stop. Anime, what is Anime doing? He's all over the place. It's like all of a sudden he's just put road tyres on the back of the car, so it's not gripping. He's got racing softs on, so he should have pretty good grip. Meanwhile, Bidster out front, a couple of 3 54s and then a 55, so still putting in the good laps here, trying to build a gap, obviously when his tyres go later. Trying to go for that strategy. But Wayne in second in the Genesis, Neil in third in the Camaro. Neater line there from Neil out the corner. Meanwhile, these lot all together still, Anime and Nifty together again, as Anime goes to the inside and goes through down the hill. Clean move there from Anime, good job. Meanwhile, Wayne defends the inside in the Genesis from Neil Farmack, uses the four-wheel drive out the corner as well to propel himself onto the straight. And the advantage of that. And Neil Farmack then in third place. There's Domingo, there's Anime and Nifty are still at it. These two will not leave each other alone. Anime in 5th place, Nifty in 6th. We was having a drink there, sorry about that. But Anime in 5th, Nifty in 6th place. Drifting his way into the corner. Nifty now, Nifty can just do with sitting on the back, trying to sit on the back of Anime and follow him up through. Trying to follow him up towards the next car. But easier said than done. But meanwhile, Neil and Wayne are still battling out for second and third. Neil not quite finding a way through yet. Now he's in the draft of the Genesis in front. Now knowing Wayne, he'll defend quite hard here into turn 1. He's left the door a bit open. No, Neil calculated that he wasn't close enough, so didn't bother to go for it. Meanwhile, Nifty and Anime side by side again. Nifty comes back under braking and drifts the Audi into turn 1. And Anime gets the position back, holds on to it, but Nifty not giving up. He's definitely got the pace, because he did the fastest lap in race I think in the second, our first race that we saw, but the second race, because obviously it was race 1 didn't get shown. But I've just praised Nifty and he's gone and lost it into the wall. Unlucky Nifty, ran wide, hit the tyre wall, and now he's got to do a couple of point turn back onto the road. So that is Nifty's race ruined, unless someone else absolutely makes a big mess of the situation. So Bidster still leads, Wayne and Neil still together and still can't separate each other. And now Anime not too far off the back of Domingo. So we've got 2 battles to watch for here. As Wayne defends the inside, Neil goes to the outside, braking on the curb. Wayne not giving him too much room there and squeezing him onto the gravel a little bit there. A little bit naughty there from Wayne. We'll have to watch out for that. It could be just a little squeeze, but yeah, you don't want to be doing that too often. Domingo and Anime now together. No way through for Anime. Meanwhile we've got contact. Wayne's gone around. Let's rewind and have a look at that. Wayne's gone round, so something's happened here. He's going into the left-hander, braking in, and then just runs wide, hits the wall. Round we go. Did a Nifty, and quickly reverses out of the way before the other 2 come through. Brilliant awareness there from Wayne, and off he goes. And now we've got Domingo up to 3rd after the mistake. Obviously Neil Farmack elevated to 2nd as well. And now this is the battle for the last podium slot now between Domingo and Anime. All of them quite close to Bidster's time actually for the lead of the race. So looking like that fastest lap might be disappearing at some point as Anime loses traction on the way out of the corner there. Bidster still lapping 55, mid 55s, lows to mid 55s. So not doing too bad, but slowly being caught by Neil Farmack. But we'll see what happens. He might be okay, but he has got to watch that tyre wear as the race goes on. And running wide there is not going to help. And losing the back end as well. Holy hell! but he's just about held it. There's Neil, there's Domingo. Anime's fell off the back of him a little bit here, so we're just going to wait for him to close up a bit more. But with Anime's pace, he should be able to close the gap on Domingo. But again, Domingo is no slouch in that Lexus. He's doing a good job, nice consistent driving so far from Domingo. One of the cleaner drivers of these races. Well, no disrespect, I'm not saying anyone else is not clean, but just he's kept it clean, kept his nose out of trouble, which is what you want, and that reaps the reward sometimes. On to lap 12, halfway through, or just over halfway through this race. Some lap time check with Bidster last time round was a 56.0 after running wide. Neil 55.0, so Neil's gained a second on him in that last lap. And the lap before that, it was closed in about another 3/10 on him, and running. Well, now Neil runs wide on the exit of the corner, loses a bit of time compared to his fastest, but still on average closing up on him. Now Anime is on the back of Domingo as I predicted, but again, catching up is one thing, passing is quite another. In the words of Murray Walker, as Anime goes to the inside, squeezing down his he decided in the end no, he wasn't alongside enough, and he had to break out of it. He didn't want to hit Domingo and tap him round, so good awareness in the end from Anime, but obviously going up that hill, it is hard to read what other cars are doing with the sliding of the cars and the positioning. Obviously it's off camber and everything, it's the worst kind of combo you want going into a hairpin, but it's part of the challenge. But well done for the awareness of bailing out of it. Can't always go for every move, and like I said, like Ayrton Senna says, if you no longer go for a gap, you're no longer a racing driver. He did go for the gap, but then he did realise in the end he needed to back out of it to make each other survive, which is what he did. So good job there from Anime. So Bidster, yeah, you can see visually there, he's losing ground to Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack is closing up on him. Yeah, you can see there, 55.8 last time round, only a bit quicker than his 56, and then a 54.8 for Neil Farmack. I think Neil Farmack might have the lap record this time round, maybe. Yes, 54.6. Thought it would be, looked like a fast lap. 54.6, he takes it off nifty, and yeah, fastest lap is his. Oh no, Anime takes it straight back off him, says no, it's mine. 54.5 for Anime on the way to catching Domingo again. So again, looks like we've got a battle for the lead and a battle for third place brewing here. Yeah, Business tyres are already at about an eighth to a quarter worn at the front, and Neil Farmack's tyres are not even an eighth worn all round. So the big tyre difference there. Domingo and Anime, same story with tyres as well. Everyone else just the front wheel drive of Bidster's Golf that is eating up its tyres. Into the hairpin. Domingo sits on the racing line, and there is no way for Anime to go through if he does that every lap. So he's got to come up with something, but Domingo's not doing bad, he's holding his ground. Last time round 55.3 for Bidster and a 54.9 for Neil Farmack, so still 4/10 gained from Neil Farmack there. He's definitely reeling him in. And speaking of reeling in, he's practically again. Anime is now trying to get into the boot of a Lexus. He's been attempting to get into the boot of a Golf and then the boot of a Camaro, and now he wants to get in the boot of a Lexus. He's a greedy little thing, is that Anime. The Anime car, but he's definitely looking to get through now. And Neil Farmack right on the back of Bids now. Domingo again sits on that racing line into the corner, and there is no way through unless Anime can get a good cut back here on the power early. But remember, they're both rear-wheel drive, so it's going to be hard to do that. Domingo's going to get just as good of a run out the corner as Anime is, drafting down the straight. Meanwhile, leaders still not close enough to be battling just yet. Meanwhile, Anime pulls alongside onto the inside. Battle of the late breakers. Domingo's giving him the squeeze as well, but no, Anime holds his ground, and through he goes. Brilliant racing, brilliant move there from Anime. Rubbins racing, but that was brilliantly executed. And Domingo, good on him for giving him the squeeze and making it hard for him, but to no avail. Anime was going through there, and he wanted that third place. Now Domingo is going to try and stick with him and counter-attack before he can get a chance to pull away. Up to the hairpin we go. Neil's right on the back of the Golf now. Domingo, bit of contact there. He just hit the back of Anime, but he does back off and let him continue. Remember, he's not been breaking into there with someone in front of him, so got to try and gauge the point. But Anime pulls away. Yeah, Bidster 55.2, Neil 55.1. So he's lost a bit of time. Obviously, might be some of the turbulent air behind the Golf. Shouldn't be too much of turbulent air though, but still, lap time was evening out a bit. That's, yeah, he has lost a 10. Oh, there they are. Bidster's tyre wear, mistake there from Bids. Side by side now down the hill. Bidster holds onto it though. Nope. Keeps his foot in. Not happening. No, not happening. Defending. Neil's attacking into the hairpin. Inside for Bids. Outside for Neil. Get the cutback. Get on the rear wheel drive. Get the power on. But Bids is doing the same in the front wheel drive, trying to get on the power early, but it's scrubbing those front tyres. But I think at this point he doesn't care. He just wants to try and keep us in front as long as he can, because he knows now he's got the time is against him, and his tyres are definitely against him as well. Into the first corner, Neil Farmack on the back of him. Anime pulling away from Domingo a little bit now. Domingo still trying to stick with him though. Kudos for trying to stick with him. Wayne still 5th, by the way, further back after a few little incident bits, and Nifty quite a bit further back in 6th place after a few incidents. 107 last time round as well, so he's had it off on that lap as well, unfortunately. So not the best race for Nifty, but definitely a race on for the top for the first place here. Neil looking left, looking right, looking every single way he can. Looks to the inside. Bidster covers it off. Nope, not happening. Gradual move across, just gently taking his line into the corner, forcing the Camaro just to check up a little bit and try and ruin his run off the corner, because again it's the run off the corner that's going to help the Camaro the most here. Because Bidster's got to try and throw it into the corners and then try and wheel spin and drag itself out of the corner, whereas the Camaro can just position itself and then point and shoot at the corner and get the drive. But again, easier said than done. Bidster runs wide. Oh, he's run wide into the wall, and that's it. That's the mistake Neil Farmack needed. I think he was going to get past regardless anyway, because of how the tyres were going off. But then, yeah, Bidster's tyres have definitely gone off now. Big mistake there. Just ran wide, trying to keep the pace he has been doing for the last few laps, and it's not been working. The tyres have had enough. You can see there, look at the understeer into the corner. Absolutely horrific understeer. And yeah, unfortunately now I don't see him catching Neil Farmack at all, unless he can suddenly teleport himself a new set of front tyres on. I don't think that's going to happen. So quick run through. Neil Farmack is in the lead on lap 20. Bidster is 2nd in the race. Anime is 3rd in the Crown Athlete. Domingo is 4th in the Lexus. Wayne is 5th in the Genesis, and Nifty is 6th in the Audi TT at the back of the field. Still doing decent lap times, but it just lacks some consistency, unfortunately, but he'll hopefully get there in time. But yeah, I think the main battle now is going to be seeing whether Bidster can hold on for 2nd place, because with those tyres going, I don't see him catching Neil, but Anime could still catch him. Because Bidster last time around 57.2, Anime 54.8. So Anime still on more or less not far off lap record pace. So he's only a few tenths off lap record pace, so it's definitely game on still. But whether he's got enough time to catch him now, with going to be 2 laps remaining now as you cross the line, lap 21 and 22 to go. Half second down on his personal best that time, but it'll still be faster than Bids. Bids 55.3 now, back on the pace a little bit. 55.0 for Anime, so it might just be too far for him. Oh, I think Nifty's been off again. Further back. Just saw the arrow moving around on the map. So unfortunately, yeah, Nifty definitely lacking the consistency round here, unfortunately. So some onboard shots of the Camaro. I love the V8 sound. We go up to the hairpin. Down to 2nd gear. Onto 3rd on the way out to get the grip. Meanwhile, the front wheel drive car, you can hear the tyre wear, and you can hear the tyres squealing in the Golf. No traction at all, and then the Crown Athlete of Anime. Domingo in the Lexus. Brilliant sound from this car. Awesome sound. Got Wayne in the Genesis, the V6. And you've got Nifty in his Audi, just trying to keep it on the island for now and keep going. I think his main aim now is to try not to get lapped. Good on him. So, last lap of the race. Neil Farmack leads 54.8 last time round. Bidster's caught him a bit. What happened to Neil? Hold on, something's happened to Neil because that gap has shrunk. Oh, he hit the wall on the way out of the fourth, technically turn 4. He's hit the wall on the way out of turn 4. And luckily he didn't spin or anything, but very lucky to get away with that. But Bidster closes up, but again, not going to be able to catch him, I don't think, unless he absolutely makes a complete mess of it. Bidster sending it into the corner just in case. But Neil's just going to hold on, I think, for the race win. Anime wasn't close enough to get a go at Bids either, but slides out the corner in the background. Neil Farmack wins race 3 at Sardinia. Well done to him. Bids to second place in the Golf with dead tyres. Third place for Anime in the Crown Athlete. Fourth is going to be Domingo in the Lexus. Fifth will be Wayne in the Genesis. And sixth will be Nifty. Not the best race for him. A few incidents and just lack of consistency, really. But yeah, he's finishing the race now. Just fast forward up, literally watch him cross the line. Yeah, nice and clean there, and across the line for Nifty in 6th place. So again, your winner is Neil Farmack in the Camaro. Well done to Neil Farmack, and we will see you guys next time for round 4 at Goodwood. See you then, guys. Take care.